Hello, 5th grade. Welcome to today's virtual math lesson. I am so excited to have you here with us as we kick off our May I Take Your Order series. Now, I had no idea what to call this series about order of operations, so I asked my friend Miss Peak, who teaches 6th grade math here at Goodlettsville Middle School, and she said, Mr. Spencer, call it May I Take Your Order. So that is your terrible, terrible joke of the week. Because we'll be spending all week this week on order of operations. But we'll get into that in just a minute. I want to kick us off with a brief do now. As always, pause the video wherever you want to work on things and then jump back in. But this is your do now. Take as much time as you want. Submit your answers to this in a discussion post or shoot it to me in a message or put it in a comment below. Awesome. Pause it here. Unpause when you're ready to go. Sweet. So now that we've started our do now, we're going to check in with each other. I wanted to start with our welcoming ritual where we think of one word to describe how you feel right now. So take about 30 seconds, think, say, how am I feeling right now? What am I feeling? What aren't I feeling? And then share your comment or share your one word either in a comment below, in the chat, in a message to me. But I'll share my word. I am feeling stressed. That is the word that I choose. I choose stressed. So I want us to think about a couple of things here. I'm going to pose two different math reasoning questions that we can talk and talk about, think about. So as you think about this, put some thoughts in a comment below or in a discussion post on Schoology. But here is our first question. You find a magic lamp with a genie inside. He wants to offer you some wishes. He gives you two choices. 4 wishes today and 6 wishes tomorrow, or 4 wishes each day for the next 6 days. Which one do you choose? Why? Think about that question, post your answer somewhere in a comment or in a discussion post, or send it to me in a message. But I can't wait to hear which one you choose and why. Now, our second talk it out math reasoning question is this. Which operation do you think is more powerful, division or subtraction? Think about it, think about why, and then share your answer with a friend, a relative, or feel free to share it with me as well. Awesome. Think about it. Once you've shared your answer, come back, unpause our video. So today we're going to focus on order of operation. It's a new topic for us, and if we break it apart, order is the way that we work on things. First, second, third, fourth, and so on. And then operations. When I hear operations, I think surgery. I think of a doctor fixing something with me. But I also know operations are the 4 big things we do in math. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the way in which we solve these, the order in which we solve these 4 different things is so important. But let's dive on in and take a look. Awesome. So we're going to look at this together, read a little bit, write a little bit, get out your notes as we focus on the order of operations. I'm going to title that at the top so I remember what it is. Order of operations. And as always, you are welcome to pause this as much, as frequently as you'd like. So our topic is order of operations this week, and it is the way we solve our 4 operations. The way we solve. And I'm going to abbreviate these with the signs: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now you're probably saying, Mr. Spencer, why does this matter? I know how to add, I know how to multiply, I know how to divide, and I know how to subtract. Why does it matter? It sounds like a great question. So I'm going to write that off to the side. I'm just going to say why. Well, we need to solve expressions, which are just number sentences or problems, in the same order every time. I need to make sure that the way I'm solving them is the same way that Miss Hall is solving them, the same way Miss Deal is solving them, the same way Mr. Sawyer is solving them. I need to make sure that we are all solving these problems the same way. Okay. Otherwise, we could get different answers. We could get very different answers. And we'll see that in just a moment, but let's write that down first. Why do we care about order of operations? We need to solve expressions which are number sentences or problems in the same order. If we don't solve them in the same order, we will get different answers. So I will say otherwise, we can get different solutions. Now let's take a look at this example. We'll do it all together, but I'm going to write it 2 times so that we have it written down and can solve it 2 different ways. It's going to be 7 plus 2 times 7 plus 2. Write it on the left. Also going to write it on the right. 7 plus 2 times 7 plus 2. All right, and I'm going to take my red pen here, and on the left side, we're going to do the multiplication first. So I'll put a box around our multiplication. On the right side, we are going to do our addition first. So on the left side, I see we need to do our multiplication first. 2 times 7 is 14. So then I have 7 plus 14 plus 2. 7 plus 14 is 21 plus 2. 21 plus 2 is 23. On the right side, I'm going to do our addition first. So I get 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. And I have 9 times 9. And 9 times 9 is 81. So we've gotten 2 very, very different answers here. So that makes me wonder, what order do we have to solve these expressions in? Well, luckily for you and luckily for me, some mathematicians have gotten together and they have created the order that we will always follow. We don't need to recreate this order. They've already created it for us, which is awesome. We just have to learn it and be able to remember it. So there are 6 different things we will put in our order. The first one is our parentheses. And I'll draw an example off to the side. Those are those curved things we put around numbers, or sometimes in words too, that put it in as a separate thought. Then we have exponents. And we've seen exponents like centimeters cubed, cubic centimeters. That is your exponent up there. And we'll talk more about that later, but we're just trying to get our order down first. The next 2 things are going to be paired together. We have multiplication and division. And we're going to group these things together. We work on our multiplication and our division together like one big hug. We take them and work them in the same order. And then just like in a book where we read from left to right, we will solve our multiplication and our division from left to right. We'll put that off to the side. We've grouped multiplication and division, and now we're working left to right. Now we have the last 2 things that have come down to addition and subtraction. And we group these 2 together too and work addition and subtraction as a pair, hugged together, left to right. And we'll look some more into what that looks like on Wednesday, but we're just introducing the order first. I'll leave that for just one moment, so sorry. So our order that we work our problems or our expressions in goes parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. We've grouped our multiplication and division, and we've grouped our addition and subtraction. Now, if you have room to squeeze this in on the same page, that'd be awesome. I clearly did not today, but we're going to take the first letter from each of those words. So parentheses started with P, excuse started with E, multiplication started with, exponent started with E, multiplication started with M, divide started with D, addition started with A, and subtraction started with S. So we're going to create what is called a mnemonic device. That's something that helps us remember the order of something else using something that is easy to remember. So I'm going to take the first letter of each of these and use what I was taught many, many years ago. The P stands for please, the E for excuse, the M for my, the D for dear, the A stands for aunt, and the S stands for Sally. So now we have a sentence that's a lot easier to remember. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So as I remember that, I remember, oh, the P is for parentheses. Then we have E for exponents, M for multiplication and division for the D, and then Aunt Sally, A, and S is addition and subtraction. So this is a mnemonic device to help us remember the order in which we solve expressions. On Wednesday, we will be creating our own. We'll take the first letter of each of these and come up with our own words and our own sentence. But I wanted to introduce this one as an example today. Awesome. That is as far as we are going to get with our notes today on order of operations. We will be continuing to dive in on order of operations on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we'll wrap it up. It's just a week long, everybody. Oh my goodness. Only a week on this. You all are awesome. As we wrap up today, as we're map testing this week, I do want our closure today to think, how can I prepare for the success on the map test this week? How can I prepare for success? What can I do to be successful on the map test this week? I'll share with you my favorite thing. It is to reread questions. That is how I strive for success on any of my standardized tests I have to take. Any sort of test I have to take, I always reread my questions. That's my biggest tip. That's how I can prepare for success. I can't wait to hear you share yours in a comment, a text, a email, a message, a discussion post, anywhere you want. But that is the end of our class today. You are awesome. Don't forget, we are map testing ELA Tuesday, September 1st, and then map testing math on Thursday, September 3rd. Please see your first blocked class at 9 o'clock on those days, and we will have a link to join our Teams live session, and then you'll have your map test from there. Awesome. I can't wait to see you tomorrow if you're my first block, or on Wednesday if you are not my first block. Go Trojans. Have an awesome day.